Hi, this is your cartoonist, Wayno. Um, this is a bit of an experiment. I want to talk a little bit about the process, uh, the physical process of making a Bizarro panel, specifically this one, which ran this week. So I'm going to try to step you through this via Photoshop. Bear with me. As I was writing ideas in my sketchbook, I wanted to do something with the name of the band The Who. I like them a lot, and I would like to do something, a comic about them. So I wondered if maybe there could be a very pretentious version of them that went by the name The Whom. Didn't like that. What I ended up deciding upon was a mashup between The Who and Doctor Who. Now, I'm very familiar with The Who. I'm not very familiar at all with Doctor Who. But I did know that the actor Tom Baker is probably the most iconically recognizable version to people who know nothing about Doctor Who. So decided I'm going to use him as my model. Before I built my sketch, I looked for some reference photos. So I found a photo of the actor and then a photo of, I guess, an action figure. A nice shot of Pete Townsend of The Who with Keith Moon in the background. I got a separate image of a Gibson SG guitar, which Pete often played. And then these other reference images are for some other panels I was working on that same week. So the first thing I did with this was just do a quick digital scribble on the template for Bizarro panel and added the text box, the caption box at the bottom. So this is the first step. I'm still in the digital realm. So once I make this digital sketch, I print it out, put it on a light box, and then I tape my artist paper on top of it, and I pencil the art. So I use a non-photo blue pencil, and then if I want to kind of change any details or tighten things up a little bit, I'll use a red pencil. And before I decided I was going to do this process video, I started inking over here, so there's a little bit of ink on this. The next step is drawing in black ink over top of the penciled art on the same sheet of Bristol paper. So this is what the raw art looked like when it was inked. It of course didn't have this text on top of it, but so that's my physical original art. The next step is to scan this, and then within Photoshop I can get rid of all those red and blue lines and clean up any boo-boos I may have made in the inking. And now this is ready to start being assembled into a panel. So let me see if I can change this at all. The art in the panel composition required some manipulation. So some of the things that I did they happen all the time, like adding all this legal text and my signature. I wanted to have some spotlights on both sides, so I just copied these and moved them over here. The light blue lines represent the original art, and then this black panel is what the final black and white looks like. Let's see what happens if I move that. No, too many things there. I've moved the microphone in closer behind his shoe. I added the dynamite of Boom. I added the crown and eyeball. And then I kind of framed him with a big white spotlight on a black background. So let me see if I can show you just the black and white art. Well, we'll just move on. So once I have my black and white art done, I make a second layer with the color on it. And this is then going to be, this is laid over the black and white art, and it is in what we call multiply mode. Oh, that's a mess. We won't mess with that. So that's all put together. This is the finished panel as we saw at the beginning. So that is a brief description of my process. Again, not necessarily the writing part of it, but the physical act of making the panel. Now, for maybe a future video, if there's any interest, after this point, I have to shuffle things around and reassemble them for a strip version of the panel. So there were some things that had to be shuffled. I tilted the microphone a bit. I moved the eyeball over here, and I moved the dynamite up here on top of this can light. So that's how we ended up with the December 18th Bizarro panel, Doctor the Who. My video skills are very limited. I probably won't attempt to edit this, so this is recorded live here in Bizarro Studios North in Hollywood Gardens, PA. Thank you.